because I want to make sure that we use this again. My name is Robin Udita, and I'm your Mary Kay Sales Director. And we're going to talk about how to accentuate your eyes while wearing a mask, okay? While wearing a mask. So we're going to talk about that. Now, on Thursday, we had talked about, making sure of good skincare. I gave some tips about wearing a mask and some of the things you should do to protect your skin while wearing a mask. So we talked about that. So we're going to talk a little bit more about skincare as well. Okay, just working on my hair a little bit. So I want to talk to you a little bit, like I said, about the Mary Kay business opportunity. Many of us have learned through the pandemic that, you want to have a plan B, a backup plan. And I tell you, a lot of plan Bs end up becoming plan As. And that's how it was for me. I came into Mary Kay because I always loved the products. A girlfriend had me come over to her house and she introduced me to Mary Kay all over again, fell in love with the products. And I came in for the fun and for the glamour. I love good skincare, always appreciated good skincare. My mother instilled that in me as a teenager. I watched her and went with her to the department stores, to all of the specialty counters. So I understood about good skincare, how important it was. And then also I fell in love with makeup as well and glamour. And that was two things that I loved about Mary Kay. They had great products, great skincare. I absolutely loved it. And also they had great foundation as well because it matched my skin tone. Because I was always in that in-between shade, little too dark, but not too light. I was kind of in between. So, and also we have different undertones as women of color. Some of us have a red undertone, some of us have a yellow undertone. So depending on the sun, the weather, the season, oh boy, it could get dicey. And that's what I loved about Mary Kay. It was so easy to match my foundation. So I loved the product. So that was the first thing. I fell in love with the products. And then she shared with me about the discount that you can get as a Mary Kay consultant, and how by building a business and showing other women how to use the products is a great way to make a return on your return on your investment as a profit. So as you know, we earn 50% off of everything that we sell. So that's a 50% profit. That is not a secret in Mary Kay. Everybody knows that. We don't hide what we make in our Mary Kay business. We make 50% off of everything that we sell. So that was exciting because that's one of the highest commissions out there in indirect sales. And then also she said, on top of that, as a beauty consultant, you receive a 50% discount on your products. And I was like, I like that because I'm a selling shopper. I appreciate that. I love the products. And to get a 50% discount, I just thought that was like, wow, So that was another reason why I came into Mary Kay. But then I began to learn more about the culture of Mary Kay, which was about empowering women, helping women to build their self-esteem, their self-confidence, feel good about themselves, starting on the inside and then working towards the outside. And you could do that simultaneously in Mary Kay. And I just loved that concept. In Mary Kay, we have one of the best leadership programs you can even imagine. Wow, I've seen some women come into my unit as a sales director, and I've just seen them come out of their shell. I've seen them grow and blossom, become fluent speakers. And some of them already were great presenters and speakers, but the self-confidence grew because they did it more and more and more. That part I actually love. I love working with women, empowering women, helping them to grow as a person. So that's awesome. And then to match that with the outside, that is super, super sugar sharp. Wouldn't you agree? That is incredible. So I love that. And so just along with all of that in Mary Kay, I just enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do after I do the eye makeup application, I'm going to share with you at the end the different ways you can start your business in Mary Kay. So wait to the end so I can tell you that news. So I think it's now definitely 6:02, so we're going to get started. So as I mentioned, try to use a cotton mask, 100% cotton if possible, breathable mask, okay? Definitely you wanna do that. And so let's talk about the eyes. So the first thing I always talk about is eye care, okay? That is really important. It starts with good eye care. Well, what do I mean by that? You wanna use a product that helps minimize dark circles and lines and wrinkles, especially now during the winter where your eyes get a little runny from the cold. And so I carry my eye cream with me in my purse because sometimes by the time I put on my mask and the cold air is hitting my face, my eyes are tearing a little bit. And then I feel like some of the product maybe have diminished under my eyes. So I like to carry my eye cream with me. So that's a tip. Keep your eye cream with you. So if you feel like you need to reapply, you can. Now this eye cream, we have a couple of eye creams. This particular one is our Time-Wise 3D, Time-Wise Age Minimized Eye Cream. And this one is great. It comes with the complete set of the Time-Wise 3D set. This will help reduce dark circles, puffiness, lines, and wrinkles. Now, if you're someone that have a little bit more severe under eye because you're a little bit more mature, maybe you're a queen in your family, you're a little older, then we have another one, and I'll pull that one out because I have it right here in my drawer, and that's the Time-Wise Repair. Now, this one is really, really great. This is a great eye cream. This is the one that I use. It has the little tip there, the little steel tip. It always stays cold. And so that little ball helps depuff the area there. And so that's what I love to use under my eyes. And I love this particular one. So I'm gonna put a little eye cream on underneath there. Even though I had a little makeup, I just want you to see how it works. So you see how it opens up there. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit there just to demonstrate. And it's, like I said, it stays cold. And so you turn it backwards and you just apply it. And sometimes I go a little up, I'll go a little area here and underneath the eye, and the same thing here. And just go ahead and apply it, okay? So you wanna do that because it'll help for the product to apply better and to, adhere, okay? So you definitely wanna do that. Make sure you have a good eye cream. So that's the first thing. The next thing you want to do when you're applying your eye makeup, you want to use an eye primer, okay? And I had that in my hand. The eye primer, let's see. I had it in my hand. I sure did. The eye primer, let's see. Did I put it down? I tell you, when you're live, you can't fix things then. I did have it right in front of me, the eye primer. I cannot believe I don't have my eye primer. I had pulled it out. I had the product in my hand. I'm sorry, guys. Well, it's an eye primer. And let's see, do I have it over here? I apologize for, I guess I don't. Yeah, okay. I thought I had it in my hand. I don't remember putting it down. I thought I poured everything out. But you want to use an eye primer. And let me look at my little piece here. Okay. I must have put it down. All right, I must have put it down. And I didn't see myself put it down. But an eye primer, what an eye primer will do, it'll help, and I'm looking in one more area. Let's see, looking in one more place. one more place for that eye primer. Okay, well, I don't have it. Okay, it must have fell out. I must have put it down and didn't realize I put it down. Okay, so an eye primer basically is pretty much like a face foundation primer. An eye primer will help brighten the area there. So when you put the eye primer on, it'll help any product, any eyeshadow product that you apply, it will help it stick and give it staying power, and it will just look absolutely beautiful. And actually, I think I want to go get that eye primer. Hold on one second, because I really want to show you this eye primer. Hold on one second for me. Okay, so I am back, because I really wanted to show you this eye primer. That was so weird. So this is the eye primer. Thank you for waiting, guys. I appreciate. This is all organic. Thank you for waiting. So this is the eye primer, okay? And what you do, it's very tacky. You just need a little bit, okay? And this actually is enough for both eyelids. And you just apply it to the eyelid area, okay? I'm gonna use my mirror so I can see, and I'll turn like this so you can see what I'm doing. And you just go ahead and you apply it. You could do the entire eyelid, take it up to the brow, okay? Take it right up to the brow. And this will help, like I said, for your eye makeup to really give it good staying power. And not only good staying power, but it's going to also help the pigmentation of the eyeshadow as well. So I want you to let that sit for a minute. So this is our eye primer, okay? The next thing that you want to consider is definitely using your brow. And let me get a little, okay, I'm gonna make sure this is nice and clean. Your brow tint, okay? That's important as well. You want to use your brow pencil to shape your eyebrows, and also you want to use your brow tint to give it definition, okay? And this comes in a couple of shades depending on your hair color, because it really should match as close to your natural hair as much as possible. So I love using this. Now I have microbladed brows in because I'm older and my brows tend to be more thinner. So that's also something you might want to consider is microblading, because that will also help fill in permanently. It's like a permanent tattoo, but it's your brows. And I tell you, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So it's about time for me to get mine touched up. It's been about 9 months, I would say, since I had the microblading of my brows. So like any tattoo, it starts to fade a little bit. So I have a tendency to use my brow tint when I want to give it a little bit more definition. But when I go for my touch up, for my microblading, I won't need this. But just for those of you who might want, again, your eyebrow shapes the face, right? It shapes the face. So when I go in with this little brush, I start in the middle, because usually you have some product on there. And if you start here, then it's going to be hard to smooth out the product. So I start in the middle where it's the heaviest of the brow, where I have the most hair, and then I begin to shape it. So I'm going to into the middle like this, and then I'm going to it down. Okay, and then you're going to take it down. All right, so you just shape it and take it down. You see how already between the two, the difference, right? So I'm going to get a little bit more of the brow tint, okay? And again, I'm going to start in the middle, okay? And remember, we're gonna end it right at the end there, right? Remember the 3 points, the end, the middle of the pupil, right? That's gonna be your high point. And then we're going to take it here to the end, to the inner corner. So I'm just gonna brush up and down, brush up. Just gotta get in there out of the light so I can see, okay? Do you see that? You see how I have a little bit more definition with the brows, and that's what you want. You want your brows to really shape and accentuate your eyes. So now that the primer has pretty much, the product is dried, that's perfect. So now what we're gonna do, before I even go with the color again, I'm gonna use my concealer. And the reason why I like to use concealer, because it gives you a nice clean look, and I love that. And so now you can use your concealer a couple of times as you apply your eye makeup. Some people like to do it, of course, right after their foundation. People like to do it before their foundation. Some people like to put concealer on the eye area, which you can do if you want to. If you want, you could do it that way. You could do it underneath or around the eye instead of the primer. You don't need to do concealer and primer. You do one or the other, okay? So I'm just going to use the concealer underneath just to brighten up that area underneath my eyes, okay? And you want to go a shade lighter than your natural skin tone, is because the whole idea is that that dark area there, you want to brighten it, and so that it begins to blend in. And the key is blending, 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 blending is the key. Okay, so let's do this. So then I'm going to use my mirror, and I'm going to do a V, and I'm going to do a V this way. Okay, and I'm gonna close in the V. I'm gonna do a V, and I'm gonna go up and go underneath, okay? All right, and don't go too far down. Don't go too far down, okay? You wanna keep it right there. And the reason, a girlfriend told me the reason why you wanna go up is because you want to lift the eyes. So you wanna lift the eyes, and that's why you want to go up, okay? And so you could use a couple of things. You can use your beauty blotter, okay? Or you can use your fingers, all right? But the whole idea is that you want to press the product in. You want to press the product in. So you're going to take your fingers. I'm going to show you both ways. You could do it with your fingers, and you're going to press it in and go towards the nose, okay? And it is going to blend in. And I know it looks bright, it looks like a lot, but you know what? You are going to blend it in. And you know what? You just have to take your time. And you think that all of this takes a lot of time, but actually it doesn't. Once you get the hang of it, like right now I'm talking, so yeah, it seems like a lot, right? But once you keep going and you get used to doing this, you start doing it pretty fast, because you'll know exactly what to do. And you know, I give one-on-one lessons. Okay. So if you want to have a one-on-one lesson with me on doing your eye application, your eye makeup, just let me know. So your beauty blotter, your beauty blender, what you do, you wet it. Okay. You're gonna wet it to soften it up, remove all the excess water. And so I'm gonna use the pointy part of this, okay? So I can get into the corner. And I'm just going to keep blending. Just keep blending in. And you want to press it in. You don't want to drag it. You want to press it in so it really fills in any lines and wrinkles, so that it doesn't get caught in the creases, but it's absorbed into your skin, okay? Because you want it to, you know, really blend in. So you see how it's starting to disappear already? But yet it's brightening that area. Right? So now that I have that in real good, okay, that's good. So now that area underneath my eyes look brighter. And sometimes what I like to do is go in with my foundation brush, since it has leftover product on there. Sometimes I like to go in with that a little bit, just to make sure I have the ends really blotted in and blended. And one day, I think I'm going to do another eye makeup session on baking. I learned how to bake my eyes. I've been hearing this whole trendy thing about baking. I'm like, I need somebody to teach me about baking. So one of my good girlfriends, I'm gonna have her actually come on and teach us all how to bake our eyes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So sometimes I do this just to soften the edges and make sure that I have a good blend, okay? Perfect, ladies, perfect. So now the next thing that we're going to do, now we're going to actually apply some eyeshadow. So, you know, I always talk about you have to have the right tools, okay? So we have our Mary Kay Beauty Essential brushes. You know, we have a very basic set, and then we have additional brushes that you can use. And ladies, the right brushes make the big difference. Synthetic brushes are good. They do have some brushes that that's made of animal hair. But either way, you want to use some good brushes. That's really important because you want the brushes to be able to hold the product and then to be able to deliver the product to the area that you want without it dripping and making a mess all over you, right? So that's the other thing. And then there's different brushes that do different things, right? So here we have a definition brush, okay? When you want to really define a particular area that you really want to accent. So it might be under the brow bone here, maybe, or maybe it might be the corner there. So this is the definition brush, right? And then we have here our brow and eyeliner brush, okay? So this will be nice to brush your brows, right? Get those nice and good. And then you can use this as an eyeliner. So say maybe you want to use a specific eyeshadow as your eyeliner, okay? You see how it's an angled brush, right? You could do that. So you can do a nice eyeliner, or maybe you want to smudge your eyeliner, right? So this is a great product, a great brush, I should say, that you could use as well. And this all comes in your essential brush set. And then another brush that's great is this one is the all over eyeshadow brush. This one is a little thicker, a little wider, so it can cover a little bit more of an area, okay? So this is the all over brush. And then I have an extra all over brush that I added in there. And then we have, this one is my favorite. This is the smudger, which does not come with the kit. Okay, this is the smudger. I see it's a little pointy, it's a little more firmer. This is really when you get like really in those corners, and also when you want to soften the line areas as well, because you don't want to see strips. You want to see blending. And that's the other thing I love about Mary Kay eyeshadows, the chroma fusion. That's a special patent pending product or ingredients that they use in the eyeshadows, because it's easy to fuse the colors together. You won't make a mistake with your eyeshadow, with Mary Kay eyeshadows. They made specifically formulated so that they are easily blendable. And that's what I love. I love, because we get all crazy about how to apply eyeshadow. Is it too much? Does it look crazy? You know, don't worry about it. Just take your time and blend, blend, blend. I can't accentuate that enough. So I'm going to use some of my favorite eyeshadows. This comes in a nice set. And so I'm going to use these eyeshadows. And again, when it comes to choosing your colors, quite frankly, it's a personal preference, I'm going to go back in here and just check to see if anybody has joined us yet. Hi, Halima. How you doing? Thanks for joining me. And so it's really up to you as to what colors you want to use. Now we have shimmers, and then we also have mattes. MAC-based eyeshadows is something you can use especially the darker ones. You want to use them on the eye, um, right above the eye line, okay? And you want to use it as a base, the matte colors. And then, of course, the shimmers are typically used to accentuate, okay? So you can use them under the eyebrow, you could use them in the corners, you can use them in the middle, you can use it over the whole eye if you like. Now, one of the things also you want to take in consideration is your eye shape. Now, my eyes are a little droopy. I have extra skin here, so I have what they call hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes, they typically tell you don't do too much shimmer as your base because then it's just going to accentuate the extra skin. Okay, so you want to use maybe matte, and then if you're going to use a shimmer, you want to just maybe use it as an accent. Okay, now there's three parts to your eyelid. You have the lower lid, you have the middle, and then you have the upper. And so in Mary Kay, a lot of times we always give you instructions. So when you look in the catalogs and you see those great looks, they always show you how you can apply it. So I tell you, ladies, have fun. Don't wait till you're ready to walk out the door, you're ready to go to a special event, and then you want to try something new. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Definitely take the time to just play in your makeup. I mean, it's okay. It's okay because you'll get to figure out what you like, what you don't like. You'll get to have a little fun with it. And that's what you want to do. And guess what? You have me. You have me as your Mary Kay consultant. I would love to play with you with your eye makeup. Absolutely. You know, I can send you some samples. You can pick out your colors. I'll send you some samples and then we'll just get on and play. So definitely do that. And also make sure that you protect your eyeshadows by using a nice palette for your eyeshadows because you never want them to fall and drop and break. So you want to make sure you get a nice case. We would do that for you. We'll put a nice case together. We have a couple of sizes. We have a mini case. So this is the middle one. Then we have the larger one, which we call the Pro. And what I love about these cases, guess what? Nothing falls out. It's all magnetic. So you don't have to worry about losing. And also it's interchangeable. These come right out. Look at that. It comes right out. It's interchangeable and it just pops right back in. So those are some more tips. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to use my all over brush. And also just another tip, make sure that you clean your brushes regularly. If you can do it once a week, that's great, but maybe at least every 2 weeks if you can. We have a great brush cleaner. Let me see if I have it in here. I probably don't have it in here. I don't think that I do. I don't think I kept it in here, the brush cleaner. But we do have a nice brush cleaner. Also, you can use soap and water, ladies. That's just as good, but what I like about our brush cleaner is that it also helps treat the bristles, okay, to keep them nice and firm and to keep them in good health, okay? When you start to see your brushes to begin to lose their shape and they're sticking out, that means it's time to replace the brush, okay? So you want to clean your brushes, and even when you're in between use, you want to do that too, because if you're using one color and then you use another color and use the same brush, you may not get the effect that you're looking for. So that's why I have 2 all over brushes, because I want to sometimes make sure I'm able to use 2 different colors, 2 different products, and not let them kind of blend together, okay? Now, one other little trick I like to do with my oil-free eye makeup remover. I love this. It's so gentle on the eyes. Use this to fix mistakes that you may have. So I take out a Q-tip. I have some Q-tips in here. Where are my Q-tips? I usually keep some Q-tips. Here's a Q-tip. I usually keep a Q-tip and I just put a little bit of this and I just squeeze a little bit in the top. And you know, you could just use a Q-tip, right, to just clean up any mistakes that you may have when you apply your eye makeup. So that's another little tip, guys. And sometimes what I like to do too is just dip my brush in there and just take a little pad, and sometimes just get some of the product off, just clean it up a little bit, just get some of the product off. And it's a great way to just clean, your brush a little bit just between applications and just, clean it up a little bit. And I like to do that, you know. So that's another tip. So you're getting all these great tips from me. That's another tip. So what I'm going to do, I have two matte colors and two shimmers. Okay. So I'm going to take the darker one here and I'm going to do it all over. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a good amount of product. Okay. A good amount of product. And I'm going to use my mirror, and I want to clean my mirror a little bit just so I can see really good. I'm going to take out some more of my little pads. I hope you guys are enjoying this little lesson. Give me a thumbs up. Please give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up to let me know that you're watching. And if you have any questions, go ahead and just put those questions in, and I'll be happy to answer as I'm doing the session here. So I'm going to just clean my mirror a little bit here, just so I can see really good. And so I've already put some product on here, right? So I'm going to go ahead, and you know what I like to do is pat, not sweep, but pat, so that I can really get the product in there good. All right, really get that product in there good. I'm sorry, home, because I'm nearsighted. So I'm going to get this product on here really good, and just go ahead and pat in there, okay? And just pat in there so that it gets a good coverage, okay? Get a good amount of coverage in there. Okay, you see that? You see the difference between the two eyes? You see the color on? So now I'm gonna get in there, and whatever you do to one eye, do the other. Don't completely do one eye, because then you'll forget what was number one, what color did I put on number two, what color did I put on number three. So always, whatever you do to one eye, you do the next eye. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. I'm gonna do the next eye. I hope you guys, and the light is kind of in my way. I'm just gonna pat in there. I'm gonna really get the product in there nice and good. Yeah, I don't mean to, yeah, okay. Get it in there really good and just cover those eyes really, really good, okay? And sometimes it's good to just be able to, now it's kind of hard for me to hold this, but again, you want to get it in there really good. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So now we got both eyes done. Fantastic, fantastic. So what I like to do next, I think I want to take the next color, and guys, and it's up to you. You could go with one color if that's your day look, that's fine. If you want to go with two colors, that's good. If you want to go with three or four, it is really up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with. Don't feel that you have to go with multiple colors. A single color is simply just fine. Isn't it fabulous? It's just fine, right? So let's go in with another color. And this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to use I'm not going to use the blender yet. I'm not going to use it all over because I just used that one. But I'm going to go in with there's the other one. This is the all over. Okay. I'm going to go in. Yes, I'm going to go in with the eye definition. This is the eye definition. And so I'm going to take the second color here, the second color, and I'm going to go in the middle, right here in the middle, okay? So I'm going to go, and because you see my hood right there, I'm going to go right on that hood there, okay? Because that's what I want to make sure you're able to see with the eye color, okay? So I'm going to go right over that hood, okay? And I'm just gonna blend it in. I'm gonna go right over that hood. And again, you see I'm using a matte, right? You wanna use a matte if you have hooded eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna go over that extra skin right there. And just, you see how it blends in with the other color? It just blends right in, but you can see that it's being highlighted, right? Okay, you can see the difference between the two eyes, right? So I'm gonna take that second color, okay? And again, I'm gonna go right on that hood, okay? I'm gonna go right on that hood, and I'm just gonna go a sweeping motion. This time I do wanna go with a little bit of a sweeping motion because guess what? I want it to blend. I want it to blend, and I have extra skin there. So I need to make sure it gets covered properly because it folds, right? So I want to make sure that you can see my color there, okay? And that's important. And we're going to work, don't worry about the edges quite yet. We'll talk about how to clean up the edges, right? But for now, let's just get the colors on, right? We'll clean it up afterwards. So we're just going to go back and forth. And the reason why I'm going back and forth is because I want to blend, 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 blend. Okay, that's important. Go back and forth. And you see that? Right? I love it, love it, love it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to accentuate. Okay, we're going to add some accents in because we have all this matte. So now what we're going to use some of the shimmer to accentuate. Okay, so isn't this great with the mask? This is really great. So of course, what I'm going to use my smudger. Okay, so I'm going to use the darker smudger. The darker, the darker shimmer. I'm going to use that in my corners. Okay, and a little bit in the middle, I think. Okay, so I'm going to use this third one here. Okay, so I'm just going to dab that in. Okay, I got to do this in the mirror. So I'm just going to go right in here where you have that little encave right there and bring it out a little bit onto the eye line. Okay, and I'm just going to go in just like that. Okay, and you see how that, again, you see the difference? How that just accentuated my eyes? So I'm going to do that again on this side. I got to take it out of the light. I'm going to go in, pick up a little more product. I'm going to go in, take it out a little bit, add a little product right in there, right? Like they call it like a little teardrop area right there. Okay. And again, see, you have a little accentuation there. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take a little bit of this, the same color, and I'm going to put a little in the middle because I like to break up, because I have hooded eyes, I like to break up the middle a little bit. And I can see I'm sweating, so I probably have to go back in with some foundation powder. But I like to just open up the eyes a little bit and just go in the middle right there. I like to do that. You can be so creative with your eyeshadow. There's no right or wrong. You just enjoy yourself. Like I said, play in it, figure out things that you like to do. This is some of the things that I like to do that I have fun with. So I'm gonna go right in the middle. I'm gonna have a little fun with this. I like to go right in the middle and just go in and just blend it with the smudger, just smudge and blend it in. And just add a little pop of shimmer. Okay, a little pop of shimmer. I like to do that. Okay, awesome. Now I like to take this same smudger brush, and I'm not gonna, you can clean it if you want to. You can use, again, a little bit of that eye makeup remover, and clean it. Now I'm gonna take this last color. See, I'm using all four, but you don't have to. I'm just playing in it just to show you some of the things that you could do. But I'm gonna take this last one, this last color here, and I'm going to use that right under the brow bone as a highlighter. So when you see in the Mary Kay lookbooks and it says a highlighter, that's usually a lighter color, and it does just like that, just what it says. It just highlights the eye area. So I'm just gonna go right under my I'm just gonna go right there where it arches, right there. And I'm gonna blend it in. Take your time. Got a little bit of cotton on there. And just blend it in. Just take it under and just blend it right there because that's you want to highlight to lift, right? You want to lift that brow right there. So I'm going to take some more product and I'm going to go underneath that brow bone right there, right underneath there, and just blend. Just blend, okay? That's the key, guys. The key is blend. You should not see any lines. Now you see that? The highlight there, the highlight there. Just, I'm having a great time with you guys. This is so much fun. I'm having a great time. So, okay. So now we got the colors on. So remember, you want to put your mattes on as your base, okay? And then use your shimmers to highlight. Now, if you, like I said, if you're just going with one color, shimmers is great just on the bottom line, the bottom of your eye, of your eyes. It's fine. If you just want to use one, that's fine. But just be careful if you have hooded eyes like mine. You really don't want to put it in the middle, right on top of the hooded eye skin, because it'll just make it look worse. You don't want to do that. So, so that's another tip. Okay, so we got our eyeshadows on, guys. So what do we do to clean it up to make sure? So what I do, I take my all over brush and I take the time to really go to those edges there and soften those edges. Just soften those edges. Just make sure there's no hard lines. Just take the time to soften those edges. And it's a little hard for me to, okay, yeah. Soften those edges really good so that it's soft and you don't see a line feathering out, okay? Just take your brush, just take the time, honestly, and just soften those edges so that it's just that, it's soft. Now, another trick, your handy dandy concealer, and you don't use a lot, just use a little bit. This is another way to clean up that area, to make sure you really got it there. So I just take a little line, just a little product there, okay? And let me put this back because it's holding two things. And just take your pinky, you know, and just go ahead and blend that in real good because you want it to be nice and clean and sharp, okay? Nice and clean. So you use your concealer to do that, to just make it nice and clean, okay? See, that just cleans it up and it looks really nice, okay? It just cleans it up really good, all right? Now, the next thing I want you to consider is using an eyeliner. Now, we have different kind of eyeliners. It all depends on what your preference is. We have a gel liner, and then we have our pencil liners. So, and we have a regular wet liner as well, okay? I tend to use the pencil because it's a little easier for me to handle. And the gel liners and the wet liner, again, those are great too. And it depends on how much accentuation, how much you want to accentuate your eyes with. This one is a little bit more gentler, the pencil. But then when you get into the gel liner, you can make more bold eye lines. You know, you could do the whole cat eye and really go into some really definition. But this one today, this is just kind of a regular beginner's class today that I'm just showing you of what you can do with your eyeliner. So we're going to take this, and I like to do the wet eyes right here at the bottom. I like to get it in there and really fill that in. So I'm going to do that, fill that in really good so that we get a nice line. And again, it depends on your preference, how heavy you want to go, okay? So I'm going to go in and do this eye, okay? I'm gonna go in here and get that eye really good, okay? Get in here a little bit more. I guess it's a little wet. Okay, because this is a wet line, so sometimes it gets a little wet in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna try, see, well, I wanna do a line up here, but it's a little hard when I'm holding the mirror and doing it at the same time, because I usually like to pull it like that to do the line. That's what I normally like to do. I normally like to pull and then do the line, okay? I might could do it like here, but I don't wanna mess up my eyeshadow because I really can't see that well. But typically, that's what you want to do. You just want to gently pull and then do your line, and you want to just do it in steps like that, okay? I don't think it's a good idea to go straight across, but if you can just do it in a few strokes, that's better. But it's hard for me to do it holding the mirror. I don't want to mess up my eyeshadow. So I'm going to try. I'm gonna try to put it up that way. I'm gonna try. It's a little hard for me to do it holding the mirror at the same time. And again, it depends on your preference, how thick you want to go. Yeah, see, I just made a mistake. And we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Yeah, just made a little bit of a mistake right there. So what I'm gonna do, remember that Q-tip? So we're gonna take this Q-tip, where's the top? Okay, we'll take a little bit of this Q-tip, and remember we talked about that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go in and just fix that a little bit, just remove it, and just do it gently. See, I took it because I had went in a little too deep. And then I'm gonna just take my shadow and just cover that up. I got a little, let me put a little bit of this little product on there and fix that, okay? A little more product on there, fix that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, so don't worry about making mistakes. See, we all do. Don't worry about making mistakes, okay? So now we have our brows, we have our eyeshadow on. So the next thing, the last step is our mascara. So this, we have all kinds of mascaras that you can choose from waterproof to lash lengthening to fuller lashes. And we have mascara that gives you both volume and length. And then we have something called Lash Love Famarama. And what I love about this is even more bolder than our, all of a sudden I forgot the name of it, our mascara that gives you length and volume. But this one gives you, looks like falsies. That's what I love about this. And we do have a lash primer. A lash primer, what that'll do, again, it'll help the product to adhere to your lashes and to also help with the volumizing part of your lashes. And also it helps treat your lashes so that they stay healthy even though you're using the products. Because we all lose lashes throughout, the day. I mean, it's just normal. But what's nice about that lash primer is that it helps build healthy lashes, which is great. So I'm going to use the Lash Love Famarama. We never pump. We talked about that. You never pump because air gets into the tube and it dries out your lashes. So you always twist. Ladies, we twist to get enough product on there. And then we go into a nice sweeping motion, okay, with our lashes. And I tend to like to use, the tip to just get a little bit more product on there sometimes. And again, we're just gonna go in a nice sweeping motion, get the product on the lashes, okay, get the product on there, and okay. You can use a lash curler. We do sell lash curlers if you like. And it's funny because on my bottom lashes, I don't tend to like to use this on my bottom lashes. Believe it or not, on my bottom lashes, I like to use our Ultimate Mascara, and I love the Ultimate Mascara. It's not as voluminous as the Famarama, but what I like about the Ultimate Mascara, you still get volume and length, but I just love the brush. I love the barrel of this brush, and it makes it easier to handle the product on my lower lashes. So you can use more than one eyelash, so mascara, I should say. Okay, so I like to use that on the bottom. All right, use that right on the bottom. I love to use that just to pick up those little hairs on the bottom. Okay, all right. So that is really it, ladies. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I love it. This is one of my favorite palettes. And I may do a drawing. I said, if you comment, if we get at least 3 people to comment, I think I'm gonna do a drawing on this beautiful palette here. You could tell, this is my highlighter and my blusher. You could tell I've really used this a lot. But this particular one, I'm gonna take it out so you can see it. I think I'm going to do, this one is called Warm Pinks. Okay, Warm Pinks. And I'll do a drawing and give this away. I need at least 3 people to comment. If 3 people comment and they type in the word me, type in the word me, just type in the word me, and I'm gonna do a drawing. If we get at least 3 people to type in the word me, I'm going to give away this free palette. I'm gonna do a drawing, and one of you ladies is going to get a free palette of eyeshadows. Isn't that great? That's great. So that's my lesson for today. Okay, so remember, have a good set of brushes. Our Mary Kay Brush Essential set is awesome. Please get a good set of brushes. Make sure you have some essential products. You want to make sure you have your eye makeup remover. You want to also make sure you have some good mascara. You want to have your eyeliner. That's important, if I can find it. Your eyeliner, you want to have that. Also, you want to make sure you have concealer, which is really important. And you want to make sure you have your eye primer to make sure your eyeshadow sticks and holds and pops. And then you want to have your brow tint. This is important because it's going to help shape the eyes. And so guess what, guys? I'm going to put on my mask, and look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that, right? Nice, right? So my eyes pop right above my mask. Isn't that great? Doesn't that look wonderful? And that's what you want. I know we can't sometimes we might not want to do the full makeup. We feel like it's a waste, but no, ladies, let's make it pop. Let's make it pop. Put on some nice eyeshadow, and just look, you can still look glamorous even with a mask. You can still look glamorous, right? Absolutely, absolutely. So again, if you want a one-on-one lesson with me on how to apply, excuse me, how to apply your eyeshadow, I'd be happy to do that with you. We would have so much fun doing it. And again, take the time to play just play in it. Just take 5 or 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a whole hour. Just make sure you have all the essentials that you have, and just go ahead and just try different colors and just blend and have some fun. So thank you again for joining me. I see that a few people have joined us. That's great. Comment. Give me some thumbs up, some likes, give me some hearts. Love to have that. And type the word me in, and I will do a drawing for some beautiful eyeshadow palettes. Thank you. This is Robin Odita, your Mary Kay Sales Director. And thank you for joining me this evening. You guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.